What's up, Nerdyverse? I'm Daddy Louie, and in this video, we're taking a look at a game called Crazier Eights, Olympus, so stick around. Before we get started, if you're new to our channel and you want to see more content like this, start now by hitting the subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any future videos. If you're a regular follower of our channel, you know that I post my review videos on Saturdays. And today is obviously not a Saturday when this video is going up, and there's two reasons for that. One, if you can kind of look over my shoulder there, it might be kind of hard to see, but I have a large queue of games that are just waiting to be reviewed, which is a good problem to have, but if I'm ever going to get through that queue, I'm going to have to post an extra video every now and then, which is what I'm doing now. You'll still get your Saturday video, so don't worry about that. This is just a little extra one for you this week. And the other reason is because the game that we're reviewing today, Crazier Eights Olympus, is on Kickstarter right now, and I wanted to make sure that you guys got a chance to check it out so you didn't miss out on getting your hands on this game. So Crazier Eights is a game that is designed by James Gray. It is for 2 to 4 players, and games take about 20 minutes or so to play. And Crazier Eights Olympus, which is the game we're looking at today, is not the first game in the Crazier Eights line. There's actually several other versions that are on the market right now. You can get at craziereights.com. I'll leave links to all of that in the description below. But they all have different themes. You got like a Camelot's theme and stuff like that. The one we're looking at today is Olympus. It's on Kickstarter right now, so you can go check that out. Again, description links will be in the description below. And it's a awesome little pocket-sized game. It hits that niche for me because you all know that I love small games that are easy to learn, easy to play. The complexity of this game comes in the cards, not in the rules, which I love. And the different versions of the games can be mixed together, so you can mix the decks together to make different decks, which will vary up your gameplay experience. So is it any good though? And that's really what we're here to answer today. So if you'll join me on the table, we're gonna crack this bad boy open and take a look. All right, so here is our deck of Crazier Eights Olympus. Now the game comes in 2 different sizes that you can get. There is your standard card size deck, which is what we've got here, and then there's also a bigger one that's like tarot-sized cards. We don't have a copy of that to look at, but the game is the same. It's just however big you want the cards to be. I like both. I mean, bigger cards is cool, but I also like, the ability to have a pocket-sized game like this. Now, keep in mind that this is a prototype. It says prototype right there. So the packaging will probably be different. Some of the cards may be different, so just keep that in mind. But this is the design that we have to look at today. Like I said, the box is your standard deck of cards. The box is a little bigger, and that's because of the rule book inside. You can see, there's your 52 cards right there, and then your rule card as well. The rules are very straightforward. It does take some inspiration from games like Crazy Eights and Uno, but the rules to learn, really all you need is this sheet right here, and that's it. That's the rules, and this is just the backside is just more clarification, but really the rules is just this one sheet, which again I really like. The mechanics are super simple to teach, and the complexity comes with the cards. So in the game of Crazier Eights, you have 4 suits, I guess you could say, and they are denoted by a different color and a symbol. So here you've got this purple color with the with this eyeball, and then you have red with a sun, and you have blue with a moon, and green with Ankh. I think that's what those are called. And then we also have a promo wild card. This is Pandora's Box. This is exclusive, I believe, to the Kickstarter. There's some others as well that are limited, so you have to go over to the Kickstarter page and check that out. But this is an extra bonus card that you get in the Kickstarter, and then you also have here your rules as well. It's just a smaller version of the little piece of paper that I just showed you. Now, I know I've mentioned a couple times that the rules are simple and the complexity comes from the cards. So how simple are the rules? Well, this is how simple the rules are. You would shuffle these cards up. You deal 7 cards to each player. The person who gets rid of all of the cards in their hand first is the winner. On your turn, you will first draw a card, and then you can play up to 1 card, and you can discard up to 1 card in any order that you see fit. And that's it. That's the mechanics of the game. Again, everything else comes with what the text of the cards say and when they say it. There's 2 types of cards in the game. There are assets and events. Assets are cards, mostly characters and things like that. So you see here, this is King Oedipus or Oedipus, and he would be played and he stays out, and his effect stays on the table. Whereas events, once they're played, they get discarded. So I said on your turn, after you've drawn a card, you can play a card or discard a card, or both. You don't have to do either, and you can do them in any order. So you can discard then play, or play and then discard. When discarding a card from your hand, that is the only time that you can, that when a card goes into the discard pile, it is placed on top. Any other time that a card goes into the discard pile, it gets placed on the bottom, and there's a reason for that. When discarding a card, this is the process of getting the cards out of your hand, so that you can be the winner with no cards in hand. You can only discard a card on top of a similar rank, or a similar suit, or a similar color or house, or however you want to denote it. So for example, if the king here was on the top of my discard pile, the only thing that I can discard on top of this king is another purple card or another king. The exception to the rule there are the 8s. All of the 8s are wild, and they can be placed on top of, or they can be discarded on top of any other card, and then the person who discards it would declare a new color for the next player to have to discard from. And that's the game, guys. So what makes it fun and what makes it unique, again, is the cards and the interaction of the cards. So let's take a closer look at some of these cards. I can't go through all of them, obviously. And I'm not going to go through like a tutorial of, back and forth turn on how to play. James and his team, they have already created a very nice how to play tutorial, which I will link in the comments down below. It is of their previous game Camelot, but again, the rules are, they play the same. So let's take a look at, let's look at Perseus here. So Perseus is an asset, so again, when he's played, he would be played in front of you, and his effect would be in play all the time until it is removed for whatever reason. Let's get close in here and focus. Alright, so Perseus says, at the end of your turn, you may destroy any one purple, blue, or green asset that's in play on the table. And again, this effect stays throughout the entire game. So as long as Perseus is on my side of the board, if I were to play him, at the end of each of my turns, I'm getting to destroy any one purple, blue, or green asset that's in play. So I can use that to get rid of other powerful assets that might be on my opponent's side of the table. Helen of Troy, here's another one. At the beginning of your turn, so you notice this was at the end of your turn. So this is at the beginning of the turn, before you even draw cards. Look at any one opponent's hand. You may put any one asset from that player's hand into play on the table under your control. If you do, you may discard an additional card this turn. So she is super powerful in that at the beginning of every turn, you look at an opponent's hand, you take one of their assets, and then you put it in play under your control. What makes her even more powerful is the fact that you get to discard 2 cards on your turn as opposed to just 1. And you can kind of see, let's look at an event too real quick. This is an event, so again, when this is played, it would get played, the effect would take place, and then it would get placed on the bottom of the discard pile. It is Zeus's Vengeance, and it says, choose up to 2 assets that are in play on the table, put them on the bottom of the draw pile. So again, this is just a really good way of being able to remove strong assets from your opponent's side of the table. And as the numbers go down, the effects get to be a little bit weaker. So you can see your kings and your queens and your jacks are higher quality, I guess. And your lower ones, like Pegasus here, who is a 2. Whenever an asset you control would be destroyed, you prevent any 1 red asset from being destroyed. So Pegasus protects one of your red assets on your side of the table. And that's Crazier Eights. Like I said, the complexity, the fun, the flavor comes from the cards and the card text themselves. Look at the art. The art is just super cool. I love that that he has gone with a classic art style. These are all actual art pieces from Renaissance painters and things like that. It's not cartoony at all. It's just so wonderful and so refreshing. And his other games are like that as well. So when you're mixing these decks of cards together, you're getting that same style of art and that same flavor of game with every different type of version of game that you get. But if gods is your thing, Greek mythology is your thing, Olympus is where it's at. Like I said, the game is up on Kickstarter right now. You'll want to make sure that you pick that up so that you can get these exclusive cards like Pandora's Box and some of the others that are up there on the Kickstarter right now. Also, I just looked at it earlier, and he is offering another Crazier Eights game on top of Olympus if he gets to $2,000, which is Crazier Eights Pantheon, which just adds more onto this game as well. And I can't wait to check that out once that becomes a reality. So don't wait. Go check out the Kickstarter right now. Links to all that are in the description below. But is it good? Well, in case you couldn't tell from the last few minutes that you've been watching, it is good. I like this game a lot. Again, it fits that niche that I enjoy very much. It's small in size. It is easy to learn as far as the rules go. The complexity, the strategy, the fun of the game comes from the cards and the components themselves, not from complicated rules or anything like that, which are all things that I really look for. I was super excited when I saw that this was available to review. I'm so happy that I got a chance to review it again, because this is just my type of game, and I really think that you guys will enjoy it as well. Definitely don't want to miss out on that Kickstarter. Go check it out right now and tell them that Daddy Louie sent you. If you enjoyed this video, you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. Make sure that you share the video with your family, friends, and your nerdy communities. If you have any suggestions on anything you would like to see featured on our page, please leave that in the comment section down below. I do read them all and try and reply to everyone. If you have any videos you would like featured on our page, you can hit us up on one of our many social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, @CircleOfNerds. We would love to collaborate with you, love to work with you into the future. Now, don't forget that we also have a podcast comes out every Tuesday called The Cosmic Disaster Show. You can find that right here on YouTube and on any platform that you like listening to podcasts. And for an extra bit of love and affection, please check us out over on Patreon at patreon.com/circleofnerds. Anyway, guys, that's all from me. I will see you in the next video.